This is video 1 from Unit 4, Lesson 1. This is our first video from this unit. In this unit we're going to talk about graphing lines. So the first thing we talk about is slope and rate of change. Okay, so the rate of change is defined as the relationship between two quantities. What we do is we have the change in the dependent variable over the change in the independent variable. So for example, if your two variables are time and distance, so say x is your time, y is your distance, then your distance depends on your time. So how far you get depends on how long you're traveling. So then the rate of change would be the change in distance over the change in time. Okay. So let's look at this example. Find the rate of change based on the following table. We have the number of days and then the rental charge. So we have to think, okay, does number of days depend on the rental charge or rental charge depend on the number of days? Your charge is going to depend on the number of days. So this is your dependent. This is your independent. Independent ends up being your x variable, and your dependent ends up being your y variable. Okay. Also, anytime you have a time frame, like any type of time, days, hours, months, time, it has to be your independent variable because time is continuous. Time can't stop or go back. So time has to be your independent, has to be your x variable, if you have any type of time period. All right. So let's look at our changes. So I know that I'm going to want to do the change in rental charge over the change in number of days. So this is my rate of change. Okay, so the change in rental charge, well, let's see. 60 to 75, we went up 15. 75 to 90, 15. And these are all 15. So the change is $15. And my number of days, I'm just increasing by 1. Ooh. Okay, so my rate of change, we can write it like this, and we like to write these, I think it makes sense to write them as unit rates. So 15 over 1, keeping it over 1. Or we could say it increases by $15 a day. So what we have is good. Okay. Let's look at a word problem. The Smiths are on a family road trip. For 2 hours of the trip, they were able to drive 50 miles per hour, and 5 hours they were able to drive 70 miles per hour. what is their average rate of change? So I want to know was their average rate. Okay, so I think it helps if we maybe set these up like either in a table or as ordered pairs. So as ordered pairs, for 2 hours they drove 50 miles per hour, and then for 5 hours they drove 70 miles per hour. If I do a table, hours, and that's their speed. So for 2 hours, 50, 5 hours, 70. Okay. Well, again, if you have a time, that's going to be your independent. And this will be your dependent. So I know my rate of change is going to be change in speed over change in number of hours. Okay. So from 50 to 70, they changed 20. And then from 2 to 5, 3. Okay, so the change in speed was 20 miles per hour in 3 hours. That was the rate of change. So that's how much they went up by. Okay. Let's go ahead and divide so I know what their unit rate was. So 20 divided by 3, you're going to get a repeating decimal, 6.6 repeating. So if I round it to decimal places, 6.67 miles per hour over 1 hour. Alright, so they increased by 6.67 miles per hour across their trips. Okay. We're ready to do Unit 4, Assignment 1.